We are officially live with my dear friend Lisa. So every once in a while, I grab one of, you know what, I'm going to record this just to be super fancy. Every once in a while, I grab one of my very favorite students inside of Staffless Practice Academy after hearing you say something like, "This is really awesome. This is really changing things for me." And I say, "Will you just share that too? It's only about 5,000 people. It's not anything to get stressed out about." And Lisa was kind enough to say yes. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Jody.
Hi. So tell us who you are, what you do, where in the world are you?
Okay, I'm Dr. Lisa Gordon. I am a chiropractor and practitioner of nutrition response testing, advanced allergy therapeutics, neuro-emotional technique, advanced allergy therapeutics. I've got a whole bunch of stuff in my toolkit. I've been in practice for 36 years in Columbia, Maryland,
But you're like 30.
and I'm 30.
And why did you decide to start working with me and my team? What were you looking for?
I was looking for tools to be really independent, and I had just learned that my front desk person was leaving. So I knew about you and had done a little bit of your work before, and really knew that it was a good thing. I knew that you were on the up and up, that you had a lot of great talent and um, uh, techniques and methods that you had worked on and were enthusiastic about sharing. And so I wanted to try doing the practice on my own for a while, which meant that I would learn everything about my practice. And that had been a frustrating piece for me before. And so we ended up doing a lot of automating, and I've learned a lot. The practice has changed to the extent that I needed it to.
Right. And now you've hired somebody, which was a
I
fun thing
have.
to support you through. So,
Yeah.
how did that come? Tell us a little bit about how that came full circle and even the conversations that we've had in coaching around how do we hire? How do we do it right? How do we make sure that the person's happy in their experience? How have you benefited from that?
Well, the conversations that to be had with a potential hire, potential coworker, um, are really important. So I've always done a lot of testing and that sort of thing, but you put a new spin on it, and you actually encouraged me, now that I have so much automated, to see what I really love to do and what do I not love to do and what can somebody else do for me. So
Lisa,
I
you're literally you are walking the walk of sapless. That what you just said in a nutshell is it's what we talk about all day, every day.
Mhm.
Get the foundation set. Don't hire until the foundation is set.
Yeah.
Then once the foundation is set, you can easily bring in the consultants that you need to take care of the pieces that don't float your boat. And that's exactly what you do. I love that. I love the way that you just phrased that.
Thank you. It was sort of magical how it happened. I had just made a list, either on my own or with your encouragement, for sure, with your encouragement at
We
some
did team
point.
of one. We had like an
Yeah,
hour long meeting.
we did do that. And then we also, that had to do with hiring. There was just one day that came around, and I just decided I'm going to write down everything that I want to do, everything that I could do, everything that I'm doing in my office. And I had a list of about 100 things and sent it to you. And you wanted me to do this and that with it. So I either did it or didn't do it, whatever it was. And then that following weekend, right away, I went to a yarn event because I'm a big yarny, I'm a big knitter. And I went with a friend who used to work with my office 30 years ago. And I was discussing with her about my office, and she's just said to me, "Do you need an executive assistant?" So it turns out that I hired the person who I used to work with 30 years ago, who I homeschooled my kids with, who I have stayed in touch with sort of peripherally. And now we're working together. I already trust her, I already like her,
It's
and
so
it's working out
awesome.
okay.
So, what do you feel like with all of the things that you've learned from my brain and my heart? What do you feel like you've benefited from the most?
Confidence is the word that comes to mind.
Where do you feel that? What happened? Tell me more.
Well, there's so much to be done in an office, and I wasn't a very good boss. So I was happy when my employee stopped working with me because I wasn't the kind of person who could tell somebody to do something and have them and then follow up with them. So I've gotten a lot more gentle with myself regarding all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also understood that it is my practice. It is solely my practice. And it really needs to be done the way I want it to be done. I can be open to ideas. This new person who I'm working with has all kinds of ideas and has made the space what you have suggested it be in many ways, just intuitively. And it wasn't stuff
Wow.
I was doing. I mean, I just wasn't doing a lot of the things that you had suggested, like making the space. It's just not me. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things that weren't important to me really are important, and now I have someone who intuitively just does them.
And you guys, Lisa's talking about
This
the first
space.
the actually it's step 2 of the 12 step. We've defined our academy as a 12-step program, and the second step is working on the physical space of the practice. And one of the most important things that we do is we create client help yourself areas throughout the office so that our time is protected and our practice members' time is protected. So what Lisa's saying is that innately her new front desk person or support person said we got to move stuff around so that it's more efficient in here, and it's
Mhm.
it's what's so cool about it is you have the tools, they're all in there because we've talked
Right.
about this. So what would you then say to somebody who's like, I'm curious about what Dr. Jody's doing, I'm curious about staffless practice, I'm just not sure? What do you say to that?
Well, I say go ahead and do it. My story is that I paid you for a year and never did the work because I had the assistant. And I did a little bit of the work, but I didn't really do it all. And by March, I was so happy that I didn't have to pay you anymore. And then by the beginning of May, my person had quit and I jumped in with both feet and did the big bucks thing. So, and
Right.
I'm thrilled that I did. Now, have I been the best student of yours?
Yes,
Probably
you've
not.
been awesome.
Really? Because I see a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that still needs to be done.
There's a lot to be done, but I'm not going
So,
anywhere. And
okay.
the truth is that our team does backflips over you, which is why I'm going live in front of, again, it's only about 5,000 people. Because we really are that crazy about you. There are some students who come
Mm.
across our like whose paths cross in our world. And just from the first conversation, it's like, I know this person and I know that we're going to do
Mhm.
great things together. And you're definitely one of them. So
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to say thank you to you for being open to sharing. And is there anything else that you want to share with, again, just about 5,000 people?
Yeah, I think that there there's a lot to be learned even if you do have staff. The the really important thing in thinking back on the time I have spent with you and the time I'm still spending with you is that it's really important to know everything about my practice. So if if I hand over my front desk to somebody else, I don't really know what's going on there. And since I've had this past 6 or 8 months without an assistant, I've had to do it myself. And I would really encourage you to use the valuable and very creative coaching that Jody offers. That it's different from other things. It's very much more creative. There's a bit of hand holding, and you don't really need that much hand holding because it's all there for you to do on your own. And she offers the right amount of hand holding according to what sort of program you buy with her. And she'll go over all that with you because I only know the one that I've bought. And
We have
I don't know.
everything from a
Mm-hmm.
here, go ahead and do it. Let us know if you need anything to
Yeah.
we're going to talk every single day. I'm going to live in your back pocket for the next year. We've got everything in between. So, Lisa, you're near and dear to my heart, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on and sharing. And for those of you who are watching this, I know that you could be doing anything with your time right now. So, thanks for watching us and go make the world better with great care. Thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jody. Appreciate it.